Although My Demon was adored by many, some netizens believe the show was actually awful. This is a pretty unpopular opinion considering the ratings were decent and the internet went crazy over Song Kang and Kim Yoo-jong's chemistry. The high hopes and great visuals couldn't save the drama from its descent into mediocrity, according to some viewers. The show, which promised to be a lighthearted rom-com with a twist, left many feeling disappointed and confused. The drama's biggest failing point seems to be its comedic execution. Those who didn't like the drama all that much claim the jokes were pretty forced and often even failed to land. Even more unpopular is the opinion that the romantic aspect of the drama sucked. Some argue that the character development got sacrificed in the rush to reach the key plot points, leaving the romance feeling unearned and too hasty. The audience pointed out that My Demon also suffers from a lack of originality. Reviewers claim that the plot borrows heavily from already established K-drama tropes and ideas, making this yet another boring watch. Another unpopular opinion related to My Demon is that Song Kang is a bad actor. For those who don't know, he's considered to be Netflix's son, since he's the face of some of the most popular K-dramas that have been released by Netflix. Knowing the success he brings in, screenwriters love to cast him for their upcoming projects. Fans all over the world love him, not only for his projects, but also because of his stunning visuals. The majority of netizens are always at the edge of their seats waiting for a new Song Kang drama to drop. However, there's a group of people who think he's overrated and mostly just a pretty face. After My Demon aired, more and more people started being vocal about the issues they had with his acting. They claimed that he's always been bad at acting, but that it's kinda surprising he hasn't improved yet. He was slandered for his unnatural interactions and cringe-worthy vocalization. These are pretty unique takes considering everyone was mesmerized by him in Sweet Home, but it seems like you either love him or you don't. Similarly, a popular actor who's been receiving quite some heat recently is Ji Chang-wook. This has everything to do with his performance in Welcome to Samdalri. The drama received pretty good reviews, scoring an impressive 8.6 out of 10 on sites like My Drama List. Even though many people loved it, quite a few netizens complained about the show. Some ended up dropping the drama, naming the bad chemistry between the leads as the main reason. It came to a point where the secondary plots became more interesting than the main storyline between the lovers, which is a serious red flag. In other words, the drama dragged on too long without any development, and Chang-wook's performance was underwhelming compared to his other projects. Ultimately, the passive female lead, the excessive drinking, and the slapstick humor caused this drama to be a major turnoff to a few netizens. A hugely unpopular opinion is that the most famous screenwriters in the industry write pretty awful scripts. Of course, we're talking about Park Ji-eun and Kim Eun-suk, who've written major hit dramas like Crash Landing on You, Descendants of the Sun, and The Glory. In her older works, Eun-suk often put her focus on male characters, which means they got the most attention in the dramas, and the female leads didn't get to shine as much. Fans often say she has expertise in writing toxic male characters, which isn't everyone's cup of tea. Luckily, she improved in this department, especially after The Glory was released. She barely ever receives any backlash for her shows, but there's a small group of viewers who believe the quality of her work isn't that great. A fan pointed out that Mr. Sunshine is actually one of the most boring dramas they've ever seen. As a way to explain the flawed plot, this person argued that Eun-suk probably uses different ghostwriters for different dramas, which explains why some have better quality scripts compared to others. Some believe she's a terrible writer solely for the reason she uses assistant writers to write her scripts. She also often receives backlash for her messy storylines, with The Heirs being a prime example. This was an incredibly popular show, but some people thought it was terrible, even calling it a sad ripoff of Gossip Girl. Ji-eun often writes more female-centered dramas, and although her projects are extremely popular, some people claim she sells mediocre stories by relying on big stars. If you take a close look at all her past dramas, you can tell she often casts big names for her shows and rarely ever reaches out to rookie actors. What has tainted Ji-eun's name even further is that she was accused of plagiarism on multiple occasions. The story is actually quite heartbreaking and only came to light once Queen of Tears started getting popular. An apprentice writer accused Ji-eun of stealing her work. They claimed that they had written the plot for a contest and that Ji-eun pretended the story was her own. Ji-eun immediately took action and sued the apprentice, which had a terrible aftermath. It was rumored that the writer planned on taking their own life due to the hardships they faced as a result of the legal battle against Ji-eun. This is when some netizens started holding a grudge against Ji-eun. They also brought up the fact that this wasn't her first plagiarism accusation, since My Love from the Star was rumored to be plagiarized as well. Despite these heavy allegations, Ji-eun faced little to no repercussions, and most people continued to love her projects. Moving on, did you know there's quite a big group of people who thought Queen of Tears was a horrible drama? While it soared past ratings giants like Goblin and even dethroned Crash Landing on You, it also left a significant portion of viewers feeling underwhelmed. Fans absolutely loved the cast, which is probably one of the main reasons why the drama got so much attention. Kim Soo-hyun is the nation's favorite actor after all, and netizens were obsessed with his chemistry with Kim Ji-won. However, the casting wasn't enough to satisfy everyone. Queen of Tears leans heavily on classic tropes like the chaebol family, the terminal illness, and the evil child longing for power. While it's entertaining, it doesn't quite hit the same innovative heights as some other dramas. In other words, we've all seen it before, and it doesn't necessarily stand out from other projects with the same themes. The only aspect of Queen of Tears that makes it original is the fact that it's about a young married couple. This is something not a lot of screenwriters explore, which is probably why a lot of viewers decided to stick around. Another point of criticism is that the drama was dragged out too much, with lots of confusing storylines that don't form a coherent unit. Most fans loved the show until episode 13, but after that, they believed the quality of the episodes went downhill. Viewers argued the writers tried to add too many different storylines to the drama to the point it became one big chaotic mess. Not to mention, some aspects of the drama were incredibly unrealistic. The portrayal of Hae-in's illness rubbed some viewers the wrong way, particularly the way her appearance remained flawless even after major surgery. This lack of relatability felt dismissive of those who've truly battled similar illnesses. Now let's talk about Lovely Runner, which is about to become one of the most loved dramas of 2024. Unfortunately, not everyone shares that sentiment. This drama barely has any haters. In fact, it became so successful that even Netflix is salty that they didn't pick it up when they had the chance. However, some people think the show is unbelievably corny and unserious, even going as far as dropping the drama. K-nets loved the romance, but the gross humor involving bodily fluids and bathroom mishaps didn't make anyone laugh. Viewers craved some funny, not forced, jokes that actually fit the storyline. The audience also pointed out that Kim Hye-yoon's facial expressions were really bothersome. They argued that in every instance, she had the same three reactions, which either suggested that her acting abilities were not sufficient or that the director made some wrong choices. Viewers also really didn't like her character, as she kept making the same mistakes throughout the entire show. A netizen pointed out that she could have saved herself and Sunjae in many better ways, but instead, she kept pushing him away. This person even said that due to this bad character writing, they couldn't even enjoy the romantic aspect of the show. The drama clearly wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but it was a massive success regardless because those ratings definitely don't lie. It's safe to say that avid K-drama fans believe there's been a decline in good romance dramas these past few years. Although there have been some incredibly popular releases in recent years such as King, The Land, and Queen of Tears, some fans believe these just don't live up to the standard that older K-dramas set. For many longtime fans, the genre just seems to have lost its spark. While the overall landscape of the industry has flourished with diverse genres like thrillers and sci-fi, the rom-com department seems to be experiencing little to no development. As a way to add more tension, mysteries involving crimes are often randomly added to the plot, only making the romances feel more artificial. In other words, the abundance of crime-related side plots and predictable, unlikely second couples leave little room for surprise, making the newer shows feel a lot flatter. Fans are of the opinion that nowadays the dramas are very mechanical. It's the same recipe for each show with an actor pairing that hasn't been done before, hoping the excitement about those actors will carry the show.